Okay, let's get this up off of here. Sorry, guys, trying to get back over here. Okay, so we are live. We are live. Hello, guys. I'm going to let everybody come on over here. I am Latana, the female print boss, and today I'm going to go over branding your business with you guys. Sorry about the other live stream. It was just not working. So I'm going to give a few people a chance to get on here. And then once I see that everybody is on here, then I will go ahead and start the video. Sometimes things happen with these lives. You guys let me know if you guys can hear me on this stream and if it's any better than the last one. For some reason, I could not see anybody. I just couldn't hear you guys or anything like that. Hi, Felicia. Felicia, can you hear me? Am I okay? Because we got two brandings that are on, and let's see here. I think this is the channel. Okay. Okay. So this is it. I'm actually on this camera over here, and I'm going to turn and look at you in 1 second. Okay. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second, and I'm going to try to grab some people and let them know that I am on over here. Hey, ladies, join me. Okay, sometimes it takes me a minute to get these streams going. Let me go ahead and send over the URL to this so that, oh, that's the wrong one. Am I not on anymore? I know that I'm on because I see you there, so I gotta be on here. Let me go back on here. Okay. I'm seeing that I'm live. Okay, Felicia. How are you out there doing today? I'm just copying this over here to the ladies. Letting them know. Come on in, y'all. Come on in, ladies. Come on in. Come on in, ladies. TSP, come on in. Come on in, y'all. Let me get on here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. We're here to talk about branding today. We're going to talk about branding. Let's see here. Michelle, are you here yet? Let's see if I can see if we can get the other admins on. See if we can get the other admins on. We're going to have a discussion on branding today. This is going to be very, very exciting. If you ladies are, first of all, let me tell you guys who I am. I am Latana. I am the female print boss. And on this channel, we discuss all things t-shirt. So anything that has to do with the t-shirt business, that's what I do. We discuss it here. And today we are going to be, somebody's asking me about emotion. We're not going to do emotion right now. I'm going to get back with you on a minute. Goose, let me see. Are you on the channel? We can talk about emotion at the end of the video, y'all. I will go in and I will discuss and answer any questions. Michelle and Kiana are in the group. I see that Kiana is on here. Kiana is one of the mods for the Lady Print Boss group. If you are in the Lady Print Boss group, I hope that you guys have downloaded the worksheet. And where's mine? So what we have in the Lady Print Boss group, go over to the left hand side and download the branding worksheet. If you haven't done so, then you can do it after this video. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today we are going to talk about branding your business. Carmen says put her in the group. Somebody put Carmen in the group. We will put you in the group afterwards. I guess, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Let me log back on here. Okay. I got to move y'all over to my other computer screen real quick. Okay, let's get this party started. So, you want to start a brand or a business. You want to get your business started, whether it be t-shirts or any type of business that you want to get started. The first thing that you have to do is you have to figure out what is your brand going to be about, and you have to develop your brand. So a lot of people will say, okay, well, I hear everybody talking about, how I've got to develop my brand and all of this stuff, but you want to know what your brand is. So if you are following along with me on the sheet, one of the questions that I have is, brand is you. Your story, your goals, that is your brand, okay? You also have what's called your visual brand, which is your logo, the logo colors, the fonts, and all of that stuff. But when you think about starting your brand, you want to figure out what is your story, what type of ethics you have, what is your brand's belief, what is your brand's mission, and then you want to write that down on your sheet so that you know what your brand's mission is and what your brand's goals are. So for me, LaTonna is a brand, okay? It took me forever to realize that I am the brand, okay? I have a screen printing business. I have my training business. I do YouTube videos, just all types of stuff. And so I had names here, names there, names here. And it took me a minute to realize that I am the brand. The LaTonna story is a rags to riches story. My story, the goal and the mission behind LaTonna is, my mission is to educate and empower people through the means of printing. I want to teach people to print and help them learn how to run their businesses from home, or be it from a big, place, whatever you have, with the things that you have. And that is my passion. That is my goal. I want to teach you guys how to be successful. That is my passion. And what sets my brand aside from other people's brands, so for me, we're talking about not my t-shirt business, we're talking about the LaTonna brand. What sets LaTonna apart from other printers in the industry is that, from not other printers, from other instructors and other consultants. For one, I am a real screen printer. I'm a master printer. For number two, I am what you call an industry lifer. I started my career out in the apparel business from the jump, okay? So I know things that other people, I've learned other things that other people do not know. My background is very, very strong in apparel and fabric, so I know that. The main thing that sets me apart from other people is that I am a tell-it-all girl. My brand is strong. Either you love me or you hate me. That's really the truth. So people who call me are calling me because other instructors and consultants work for firms or they work for, distributors, and you're going to get something that's going to be biased. With me, it's going to be honest, it's going to be straightforward. Either you're going to like me or you're going to hate me. So I go in, sadly, behind a lot of the reps from these different companies that have told people, hey, I can teach you how to print. They want you to buy their merchandise and stuff like that. So that's what pretty much separates my brand. What you have to do when you're figuring out what your brand is, write down your missions, your goals, and then your story. What makes you special? What's unique about you? Will customers, what will make your customers have that type of personal experience with you? People have a personal experience with me because, for one, I'm a black girl. Okay, so I attract black women. I am a female in business, so I attract other females. I'm very strong. I attract men too, but you guys, you get it. Okay, so kind of like things that attract others to you, your story. So I am a story where I started with nothing but a printer, a laptop, and a iron. Okay, so I started out doing heat transfer stuff with the iron, and then from that I ended up years later going into the automatic printing. So that's my story. So you guys tell me, what is your story? Tell me some of your missions and your goals down in the comments. So one thing, after you figure out what your brand story is and what your brand is about, then you need to figure out your brand's name. Come up with a name that reflects your brand's mission. It can reflect something about your story, and that's normally how people come up with their brand name. Sometimes you just, like me, one of my slogans, you come up with your brand name and your slogan. My slogan is the Lady Print Boss. So if you go on to my YouTube channel and you look at the top, you'll see the Lady Print Boss. Why the Lady Print Boss? Is because I am a lady. I am a feminist, y'all, and I am a boss. You hear me? For real, a boss. I've always been a boss chick. So that is where I'm coming from on my name. So that's why I put my name together. Then you have to come up with, so when you come up with your name, you want to come up with a font for your name, and you want to use that same font everywhere, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to recognize you. So when you first start out, people may not recognize you, right? But as you move on and you start to hand people different merchandise or different things, and you're building either a YouTube audience, or you're building your website or your business cards, when you're doing your advertisements, and people see that same exact logo everywhere, every time you post on social media, or at every event that you go to. If you're doing a lot of people in the t-shirt business do those events where you have, your tablecloths, and you have your name on the tablecloth. So everywhere that you go, you should have your name with your logo, your brand, in the same font. So on your worksheets, as you go through, you find that font that you want to use and your color codes. Now I'm going to tell you guys something about fonts, because I've been talking about copyright and all that stuff a lot lately. If you go to Google has Google Fonts. There are a lot of fonts that are free for you to use. Okay, if you take a font and turn that font into a vector image, then that font is no longer a font. So you can use that font. A lot of people think that you can't use that font but you can. You're not distributing the font out there. You're not selling the font. You're selling the vector logo. Okay. A lot of times if you want to take it and make it your own, then that's cool. One thing with fonts, when you're choosing a font for your logo, you want your font to be a font that is legible, something that people can read from off in a distance, and your font should go with your brand. In the example of the Lady Print Boss logo, which is this logo here. Okay, now, if you look at this logo up close, the logo is a very feminine font. The reason the logo is a very feminine font is because it represents me as a woman. And I just told you guys that I am a part of the feminist movement, okay? So that represents me as a woman and as a boss. If you zoom in on, I'm going to come out over here and let me show you guys and move this camera. I'm going to come over here and hopefully I can get y'all on here because I want to really explain about these logos. I'm doing the fool right now. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, it's this way. I've got a delay, so that's what it is. Okay, so this is the Lady Print Boss logo. Now, when you look at my logo, yeah, there we go. Hopefully you can see it. But you see the nails right there. Those nails in that jewelry and this, all of this is strategic. To this gray square around there, that is a screen. This is a screen, a squeegee, and then the nails represent me. Those nails represent a story that a lot of people do not know about me. Some of the ladies who are here now in the group, y'all know my story. So y'all know what those nails represent with those designs, okay? I started out designing on nails, so that's what that represents. So when you are coming up with your logo, make it something that's personal to you. That tells part of your logo will tell your story. You want to make sure that every time that your logo is printed, that it is printed. I'm winded. Shouldn't have did that first video, okay? Give me 1 second. Y'all see them grays? Time for me to do something. Okay, so your logo should be in the same font all the time. You should have colors for your logo. So whatever color that your logo is, that's because it's part of your brand. You want to have your color scheme and you want to use color codes. Normally the best colors that you should choose would be like Pantone colors, because if you ever have to have anything printed with your logo on it, a Pantone color is going to be near exact. So I'm pretty sure you guys all have like ordered business colors or something like that. And when you order, business cards, when you order business cards, you send in a purple writing on your business card, and it comes back and that purple is lavender. Okay, so but if you had presented that in the Pantone color, then your logo would be, universal, where it would go around from different printers. So you want to build your brand identity. All of this with your mission, your logo, all of that stuff is building your brand's identity, defining who your brand is. So I've got on the worksheet for you guys to go in and do your logos. Now, give you some other advice that I see that Kiana just had asked in the comments about logos. Now, most logos are going to be a maximum of 2 fonts, and those fonts are going to complement each other. Like in when I'm doing corporate printing, we'll do a thicker, bolder font and combine that thick, bold font with a thin tagline. Okay, so that it's not bold and bold, or it's not cursive and cursive. I may take a cursive font, and then take that cursive font and with the cursive font is do a regular just a regular Arial font, okay, or something like that. So those are just some tips, but normally your font should be 2 fonts max, okay? You don't want to have a bunch of fonts. Sometimes I've seen different scenarios where you have three. More into when you get more into like the hip hop scene and stuff like that, then it's kind of you can pretty much do what you want. But if you want a logo that's going to last the test of time and be timeless, then you'll choose something that's going to be easy to read, something that's going to be a font that's going to be timeless. So think about it. Um, there's a font called Bleeding Cowboy, and you guys may not be familiar with that font, but it's a really, really wild, like grunge font. Well, a lot of people would use that font in their logo maybe 5, 6 years ago or something like that. And then it ended up getting like gaudy looking because, after you use it for so long, it's no longer in style, it's a fad. So you want to use fonts that are easier to remember, things that are easy to read, things like that. And as far as corporate logos go in branding, your identity, most of the time, those logos are going to be 1 to 3 colors max. Now, 3 colors is a lot, okay? 3 colors is a lot. I prefer logos. Most of the companies that I deal with, they will be 1 to 2 colors. Um, every corporate logo should have a print copy, which is what we call black and white copy. You should have a black and white version of your logo, which is basically like just black ink. Okay. Reason being is because sometimes you will do sponsorships or you may get in as a sponsor on the back of the shirt and you can't do a multiple color logo. So you have a 1 color logo in a vector format. For you guys that do not know what a vector format is, that is when you take your font or whatever image you're doing and you turn it into line art so it's not pixelated and things like that. So you're going to have that done. Let me look at my notes right quick. Okay. Keep in mind that when you are choosing the fonts for your logo and for your brand, that when you go to print your brand, most printers, like if you get screen printing, you're gonna pay for the number of colors in your ink. So if you start out with your brand, you can be and you're conscious of what you're getting into, then you already know that, okay, if I print this in 4 colors, then it's going to cost me more money. Now, if you notice, My Lady Print Boss it's black ink. I've got some purple in there. I've got some green. I've got my hand colors and all of that. I'm going to explain to you why. Reason why is because I'm in an artistic field. I am also in a position to be able to print anything that I want to print. So it's not going to cost me any extra money because I have a multicolor logo. I also have My Lady Print Boss logo as a 1 color logo. So if I wanted to do t-shirts and I only want to switch it over to a 1 color or a 2 color logo, I can do that easily. That's the big difference, is when you have a when you have a logo that is vector in vector font in a vector format, then you can change out colors in the logo, or you can, not change. You don't want to change out the colors of your logo, but you may want to, reduce colors like that. Let's see here. What else I got? You always want to make sure that you choose colors that complement each other. I know a lot of times people will print, let's say like you will print a color on a shirt that really does not complement each other, or your images they just don't complement each other as far as the colors. So you don't want to have two dull colors, dull on dull. You want to have a bright and then a different color. But a way for you to, I don't have one here, but you guys know the color wheel that you have in school. Everybody, we had those color wheels in school. If you get a color wheel and you're looking at trying to find the color format that you want for your brand, and trying to find a color that'll that's complementary to it, if you're doing like a two-color logo, you can always look at the color wheel and then find colors. And I always tell people is actually take, like two pieces of fabric, put them up together, see what it looks like. Think about, can you visualize yourself wearing those two colors? Can you visualize, will those two colors that your logo is in, will it print and look good on a black shirt? Will it look good on a green shirt? Will it look good on whatever you want to print it on? Because sometimes your brand and your logo will only look good on a certain color. Okay. And that's another reason why you would want to have a black and white copy of your logo also. So on your sheets, if you have the sheet, if you do not have the sheet, if you inbox me or leave it in the comment and you're not in the Lady Print Boss group, I will be happy to help you out and bless your game with this sheet. Okay. So for those of you who do have it, I want you guys to, one of our things that we're going to do is go ahead and start working on creating our logo in the group, so that when we have our first meeting, we kind of got that done. So let's go on, moving on forward. So once you figured out what your brand's identity is and your logo, you need to figure out who is your target market. Who is your target customer? What age is your customer? What sex is your customer? What income bracket is your customer in? That's one that a lot of people don't think about when they're thinking about developing a product. You just say, oh, I want to sell t-shirts. Okay, I sell t-shirts, but I can sell t-shirts to low-end clients, or I can sell t-shirts to high-end clients. So you have to figure out, I had to sit down and figure out, do I want to make $100,000 a year and only deal with only a few shirts to make that money, and only deal with a few clients to make that money? Or do I want to make $100,000 a year, and I want to make $200,000 a year in order for me to make that 100,000? And actually, you'd probably make more, probably about let's say if you. I always refer to it this way. Let me back up. So the type of clients that I go after kind of the customers who are doing 100 to 500 shirts, right? I pick and choose my customers. I like to choose customers who want to order logos that are one or two colors. Reason being is because those are the jobs that I can get out faster. Those are the jobs where I profit. So whereas I may be charging $2 a swipe to print a t-shirt, you've got another person that's charging 30 cents. Okay. So that person that's charging 30 cents, they have to do 30 times 5, that's 150, 30 times 6, almost 7 times 7 times more the amount of customers that I have to do. So at the end of the year, if I deal with 500 customers, this same person has to deal with 3,500 customers to make the same amount of money that I make. Okay. And while they're dealing with that many customers, they are not being able to spend time with their families, not being able to do things, and they are just killing themselves, basically. That's the way I call it. It's the rat race to the bottom. That's what we call it in screen printing, is the rat race to the bottom. So you got to figure out the income range of your customer. Okay. Michelle says work smarter and not harder. That's right, baby. Smarter and not harder. And that's what we are here to do. So you want to know things like, when you are looking at your target customer, you guys, you want to know if your customer is married. You want to know what location they live in. You want to know what hobbies they like. You want to know their religious beliefs. And you might say, oh, that's a little bit invasive. I don't need to know all that about my customer. Well, you do. Because if you've got a customer and you know that your customer is married, then you may make gifts that are targeted towards married customers. You may sell something, your customer may come in and you may have an item that is really mainly made for a woman, and you may be able to get that business. Okay, so it's really important to know their income bracket, their marital status, their location. And the reason you want to know their location is because if my customers are in Minnesota, I'm not going to try to sell them a 4-ounce t-shirt, okay, because I know that it's freezing cold up there. But if I'm here in Dallas and I know that the weather can change, like here, I probably print maybe 2 orders of long sleeve shirts a year here in Dallas. People just don't buy long sleeves like that here because it's, the weather is like, if they say, what do you say about Texas weather? What do they say about Texas weather, Michelle? If you don't like the weather, just hold on, wait a minute, or something like that, because the weather changes so swiftly. So stocking or investing in long sleeve t-shirts would just be ridiculous for me to do. But what we do sell is, soon as it gets cold in Texas, because I know my customer base, I know that soon as October hits, I'm an October baby, and I know about mid-October, everybody is trying to get a hoodie. So what do? I do a hoodie sale because I know that this is about all we're going to use in Texas. And as soon as it gets cold, everybody's like, oh, where's my hoodie? I got to get a hoodie. So everybody's going to get a hoodie. So I market hoodies at that time of the year. So hopefully that makes some sense to you guys. You guys tell me kind of like things that and also as far as like religious beliefs. Yeah, that's what they say, Michelle. They say if you don't like the weather, just stick around, it'll change. So as far as like religious beliefs, you wouldn't try to sell, let's see, like you wouldn't try to sell a bean pie to a monk or something like that. I don't know, but you would sell, rosaries to a person who is of the Catholic faith. So that's a good example. You would sell rosaries to a person of Catholic faith. So if you know your customer's religious beliefs, you'll pretty much know. This all will help you when you start to market to your customer. By you knowing who your customer is, it will help you zoom in. You got to be like a vulture. You got to like zoom, okay, and get their money. That's how you got to do it when you're targeting these customers. So the next question is, after you know who your customer is, okay, how would you guys go about finding your ideal customer? Okay, now that you have created your brand, You know who you are, you know your identity, you know your story, you got your logo together and all of that stuff. Now you got to figure out how you're going to find your customer. And when you go into finding your customer, that is going to pretty much lead us into our next video that's going to come up on how to find your ideal customer. And boy, do I got plenty ways for you guys to find your ideal customer. So what we are going to do is I will see you here on the channel next Wednesday. We're going to talk about your finding your ideal customer and products that you are going to sell to your customer and how to mark up those products for profit. That is going to be the next video. Let me go in, let me take some questions in case I missed something on branding that you guys want to know. Let me go through and let me take a minute and look at your questions. Go ahead and hit this over here and see if you guys have any questions. Carmen is in the group, and Carmen wants to get in the group, in the lady print boss group, the lady print boss group. Guys, there are only ladies that are in that group, and I give those ladies, I'm going to be giving those ladies in the group some things that other ladies are not going to get once they go through the whole process of doing this whole training thing. I'm going to be right here with you ladies. You ladies are all bosses, and I love it. I love it. Let's see. Yes, Kiana, I am a master printer and I do teach. I am a consultant, so I do offer consulting for those who need help. You can go over to my website and click on there. I've got 30-minute consulting calls and things like that. And then Kiana asked a question about the logos being 2 or 3 colors. I think I talked to you about that already, Kiana, about if I were you, I would stick to 2 colors. I would stick to a 2-color logo and find something that's really compatible, because 2 colors is going to be, ideal. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Michelle asked, that's a good question, Michelle, about are graphics good to have in your logo? It's completely fine to have a graphic in your logo. It's completely fine to have a graphic in your logo, especially if that graphic has something to do with your business, like it's something that's personal to you, like my little squeegee with the hands, that's personal to me. So yeah, why not have a logo, a graphic in your logo? That's a great question. Hey Jason, how are you doing? Jason is in here with us. Okay, Jason says, do you copyright the name and the logo? Jason, if you have, it really depends. If you want to, for your name, there's a couple of things that you can do with your business name, which is actually another video, but I'll go ahead and tell you about that. So one of the things when you're coming up with your name is there's a couple of ways that you can grab that name. You can trademark a name, but you're actually trademarking the mark, which is actually like this. If I could trademark this would be my mark, which would be the font, the letter style. If the logo is just unique to you, then you could go in and you could do what's called a trademark, and you trademark the name. As far as copywriting, you don't need to copyright your name, but what you do need to do is once you get your name, once you decide on a name, you want to decide on maybe 3. Let's say 3, 2 or 3. And there are a couple of different things that you can do. You can file either a LLC, which is with your name, which says, that's with the Secretary of State, that says that you are a limited liability corporation. This is when you're going into your name. Um, you can also, and that's through the state. You can also, a quick way to get your name is to go down to your local, what is it? The city. You can get what's called a DBA, okay? A DBA through the city. The DBA is a doing business as, which is also what's referred to as your assumed name. Your assumed name, so basically, when I got my name, I'm a sole proprietor. I went downtown, I look on a computer, there are tons of different names. I go through and I make sure that the t-shirt shop is not in the list of names. You will have, sometimes you will have names that are similar to yours or things like that. So that's why I say, you know, you get you a couple of lists. So once you file for that, if you go down and you do that, that's the fastest way to get your name and to pretty much own your name. Now, when you do it that way, you're pretty much owning it on a kind of like in your city. So you may want to go in and file it with the state attorney's office and end up becoming a limited liability corporation. But it's not necessary. Like straight out the gate, I tell people don't go and spend a lot of money doing that, because you can go and just do a DBA for about 20-25 bucks. I think when I got mine, it might have been about $15. I think now it's between 20 and 25 bucks. You can go and do that and then get all of your business stuff together. Since you took me into talking about something else that's supposed to be in another video, I'm going to go ahead and give you the business. When you're looking for your names, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good idea nowadays to go ahead and try to find a name or a slogan that's going to go along and be able to be a part of your website. Like if you want to have a domain name, so it's good to have your brand name. Like I say, okay, I'm Latana, let me grab latana.com. Okay, you want to make, and if you're going to do that, if you think that, you know, your brand is going to need a website, which we're going to get into that in the next video, in the social media video. But if you think that you are going to end up getting a website, then by all means, get something, try to find your domain name. Either make your domain name be the exact name of your business or be part of the slogan in your business, things like that. The .coms out there are getting really taken up, so it's not too many of those left. But when you are looking for a domain name, you want to make sure that it's a name that's not easily misspelled. Like for me with t-shirt, so I have several domain names. My main domain name is T-Shirt Shop Dallas. Okay. So T-Shirt Shop, whenever I explain to somebody, okay, go over to T-Shirt Shop Dallas, it's easy to misspell. So I have Dallas T-shirts, and I've got Dallas T-shirts, and I've got T-shirts Dallas. Okay, but the word T-shirt is easy to misspell because people always say, is there a dash, or, you know, is it TEE or is it TS? So things like that, you want to kind of make it easy for somebody to, that was one of the things that I learned. And so since I have a bunch of domain names, I just pretty much bought up everything around my domain name so that if you don't find me, you still find me. You feel me? So same thing with Latana. I just made the website, and I could have made the website The Lady Print Boss, but that gives people where they have to go in and type in a bunch of stuff. And since my name is already out there as Latana, you know, I just say, okay, latana.com. It's a quick, easy name. The shorter your name, the better. Let me look over here and see what's going on. Okay. Oh, so you can, I don't know if I said this, Jason, but yeah, you can go in and you can trademark your logo when you get to that point. Um, and you do that through the FTC. And let's see here. Life Custom. Hi, Life. How are you? It may be LFE Customs. I'm not sure, but hey, welcome to the channel. This is my first time seeing you here, so welcome to the channel. Okay, so you've got a question, and your question is, hello, everyone. Do you know the legality when it comes to making parody logos, designs as a part of your collection? Ooh-wee. Oh, that's exactly what I need. This is the perfect question for me. Oh, this is the perfect question for me. I'm going to tell you why, because I've been up since 6 a.m. this morning talking about parody. So, I'm going to tell you the legality around parody, and you can go and you can Google this for yourself. The Copyright Act of 1974. The Copyright Act of 1974 is an act that the government wrote into law to protect people who have copyrighted merchandise or copyrighted, works of art, which would be a letter, a software, things like that, your name. Okay, image, things like that. So within this law, within the act of the Copyright Act of 1974, the judges put in a section for parody. Parody is, if I do a parody shirt, it is like I've changed the feeling of the shirt. I've taken this shirt from being a serious shirt to making it be a joke. Okay, so it's really, the message of the shirt has changed. That's what parody is. So you have the parody law, and then you also have what's called reapportionment. So I may have an original piece of artwork and I don't change anything in that artwork, but I reproportion it to where I've got other pieces of art in there with it. So now it's not just that piece of art, it's other pieces of art. So there are precedents that are on the law books. You've got Rogers versus Cones, KOONSROGERS. Actually, if you go to the community page here on the YouTube, on my YouTube page, you will see it, because I just put it here on the page this morning. Let me jump over here while I'm on here with you guys and see if I can see it. If you go onto that page will show you, it will show you a couple of different designs. So in Rogers versus Crohn's, the image, the court said that just because you change the background of the image, added some color, I think they put like some little cones or something on the people's head, kind of changed the facial expression. The law said it was infringement up on his copyright. There is another law, there's another example there on the page of Cariou, CARIOU versus Prince. And I'm telling you guys this so that you guys can go and look it up for yourself. Don't listen to what anybody else tells you, except for LaTonna. Because when I come with the tea. I tell y'all just like it is. Okay, love it or hate it. I tell y'all the truth on this channel. So in that law, in that ruling of Cariou versus Prince, the courts found that it was not copyright infringement, that the parody law did exist. And what he did was, let's say I have a picture of me. This guy took it was a picture of a Jamaican guy. He took the picture, faded it out, blurred it out to where you could not tell that it was this person's image, put some circles over the eyes, over the face, and put a guitar in the person's hand. That changed the whole message of the image. It went from being a still image of a guy out in the jungle to an image of what the hell. That's all I got from it. I don't know. The guy had a guitar. It went into something really weird. But go and look that up, and then make sure that when you do stuff like that, um, and you want to do stuff under parity law or under reapportionment law, then you make sure under those clauses, then you just need to make sure that you do it correctly and that you know exactly what you're getting into, because a lot of companies will come after you on stuff like that. But if you do it in the correct format, in the correct way, to where a company knows that it's not um, copyright, then you may not have an issue. But I'm going to say one more thing on that is, a lot of times as a small business, let's say I go and I mess with the Disney logo, and Disney, the Mickey Mouse head is 3 circles, right? His head is like 3 circles. That's a terrible, terrible thing of Mickey Mouse. Okay, so his head is 3 circles. Let's say I may go in and I take those circles and I make those circles square. Okay. Then I think that I have changed that face enough to where that face is no longer the Disney face, but it's similar to the Disney face. Let me do that again here. It's similar to the Disney face, but it is no longer the Disney face. So I took it and I did something like this. I may be okay. Now, don't put your coins on what I say. Go in and do the research for yourself, and then always consult a lawyer. Now, I'm going to tell you something from experience, not from what I heard, not from what somebody I read or anything like that, but from experience. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I went off, but I'm back on. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys from experience, like I said, not from what I heard, not from what somebody told me, not from a lawyer or anything. Well, it did come from a lawyer, but sometimes your lawyers don't know what they're talking about either, because these lawyers will tell you that there is a gray line and all of that. Okay. And you still get sued. Now, you might beat the lawsuit, but it's beating. In order for you to win a lawsuit, you got to spend money. So you just need to know, that you got to have your monies and your checks in line. Most of the time when people come for you from under the parity law or something like that with copyright, a lot of times they'll send you a cease and desist letter, unless you're selling like by the hundreds and the thousands or anything like that. And then if you are selling, you are bootlegging merchandise, big time, then, catch that L, and you might end up in the federal penitentiary for 10 years. Not in your case, though, LFE Customs. We're not talking about you. We're just talking about, in general, things that could happen, that could go bad. Let's see here. Any more questions? Okay, so Carmen says that the fee here in Dallas, because I know Carmen personally. We went to college together, some however many years ago, which we can't even remember because it's been so long. Okay, I don't want to tell my age. So Carmen says that the DBA in Dallas is $25, and if you guys get your DBA is going to be pretty much all you need to get your bank account opened up, your business account, to get your tax ID number and all of that stuff, your DBA is going to be all you need. You can go in and you can become a LLC. Oh, before I go any further or get off of here, let me explain the difference between the DBA and the LLC, the major difference. The major difference between getting a doing business as name or an assumed name versus getting an LLC is that if you are an LLC corporation and you get sued, there's a limited liability. A person is suing a company. If you are if you are doing business just as doing business as, which is what I started my business out as, just personal, me, then, and you get sued, then you are liable, not only your business, but a person can sue you personally. That's why I did at some point end up becoming an LLC. And then under your now LLC can have DBAs under it. So you can, my LLC would be Robertson Printing. Up underneath Robertson Printing, you have all of the different stuff, all of the different, all of your different names. So under the corporation of LLC, then I would have Latana, I would have T-Shirt Shop Dallas, and all of my other businesses underneath that umbrella. Yes, the LLC is different than a DBA, as well as the copyrights are different from trademark and copyrights. Yeah, it's all different. So, it's just pretty much how you want to go. And as far as copyright goes, in this age now, you guys, in the digital age, if I create a piece of art, an original piece of art, and I send that art to you from my computer, the date and the time, it's time stamped. It's called a poor man's copyright. Used to be that you would mail it out before, and that lets you know how old I am. You used to would just, send it in a mail, out through the mail, through the post office, mail it to yourself with certified mail, and then you would have a poor man's copyright. But now in the digital age, you can just email something to yourself or email it to a client, and you can prove in a court of law that, hey, I had this item before this person did. A lot of times, if you like, people always say, well, they need to copyright their designs. I've done over the past 20 years thousands and thousands of pieces of art, and there's no way that I can go in and pay for a copyright for all of it, right? So, but when I see somebody using my stuff, I turn into a mama bear, okay? One of the people who are on here knows how I am. If I catch somebody using my stuff, and I see, because I've actually seen a person in the city of Dallas that had the nerve to put my designs, something that I'm known for, up on a big, huge banner. Okay, this guy had the nerve to put my stuff on a big, huge banner, and I'm driving down the street, and a certain person in here now says, Latana, this guy's got, do you care about, somebody using your artwork, blah, blah, blah. And I say, no, I don't care nothing about that. And then she says, well, good, because your designs are plastered all over that banner. And I just made a beeline, y'all, and turned around, went into the shop. I asked for the owner of the shop, and then acted like I wanted to, do a purchase, and told him, oh, let me show you this design out here. I want this one right here. Can you make this? And the person said, well, I can make you something similar to it. And then that was when I just blew up and let them know, hey, I know you can't make it because it's mine. I made it. And I sent them a cease and desist, and they ended up taking it down. But people will steal your stuff, baby. They will steal stuff, and they are bold with it. Okay. Yes, the good old days. Mail the logo. Yep, yep. Keep it to yourself and sell it. Yep. So you know you've been around. You've been around for quite some time for you to know about those good old days. That's how we did it back in the day. Yes, Carmen, tea does come out. Tea does come out. I'm trying to be Latana these days, but yes, Miss T is still in there and she will come out. Guys, unless you guys have anything else that you guys want to discuss about branding, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here because, I do got to cash some checks, pay some bills. I've got to do a three color separation, uh, front and back for a customer and get that over off to go to print. And amongst a couple of other things that I've got to do. So I'm going to get off of here and thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel, please go and subscribe, like, ask questions. I'm trying to get the community page here on the channel jumping, guys. Let me know. You can always go there and post. Let me know if there's something that a video topic that you guys want to hear. I am working on the streams. I don't like the quality of this stream, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. It looks like there may be a delay, but I'm working on it, y'all. Okay. All righty. Peace out. See y'all next time. Okay. Now, how do I turn the thing off?